Why doesn't meditation work for me? But meditation is not a process of the mind's power or strength of will, and you need to see the mind and its associated thought processes for what they are. Hello, and welcome to the Ancient Wisdom Modern Mind podcast. And today, I'm going to talk about why it may seem that in the beginning, your meditation practice may not be working. First, you need to understand that it's not you. This is a normal difficulty often experienced when we first begin meditation, and it relates to our assumptions about the nature of mind. When we first start to meditate, we think or assume that our thoughts or the mind is the source of awareness, and that this mind is in charge of the whole process. You actually believe that through mind power alone, you can control yourself, your thoughts, and your awareness. But meditation is not a process of the mind's power or strength of will, and you need to see the mind and its associated thought processes for what they are. You could even say that the mind is like a child that just can't stand still. So the mind just keeps on chattering and trying to distract itself. And this can seem like the mind has a will of its own and is baiting you with distraction so that you will not discover the shocking truth. The truth that the mind is not real. It is not who you are. First of all, let me tell you something about meditation. Meditation, in its basic bare bones form, is composed of only two parts: mindfulness and/or concentration. Concentration is the art of focusing on one thing and becoming deeply more intimate with it. As the meditation progresses, you become more relaxed and present with this one thing on deeper and deeper levels. And mindfulness is the art of being present with experience that is happening now in the present moment. But what often happens instead is that when we try to concentrate, our mind wanders and we enter into a wrestling match against future or past possible actions or feeling. So the ability to meditate in its most pure form is about achieving a state of no mind, a state of pure awareness that is free from thoughts. But of course, we only need to achieve a small taste of this pure awareness. So even meditating for just 5 minutes regularly will have a slow accumulative effect on the mind. The mind is nothing more than an organic program that you can reprogram or train. The problem is that when you try to force the mind to do what you want, you unwittingly reprogram it to do the opposite. Much like creating a negative emotional reaction, in the same way, a child will do the opposite if you try to force them. So instead of trying to force the mind or bend it to your will, use a little child psychology on yourself. Be gentle, be aware, and be patient. Stop worrying about the thoughts. So, don't stress when the mind wanders. Just be aware of the fact that you have stray thoughts. And when you become aware that you are thinking, then simply refocus the mind. This is how you will eventually stop your thoughts while meditating. You train the mind by increasing its ability to focus and become self-aware. I have 3 methods that I have used to develop my focus. The first method is the Zen approach of counting your breaths from 1 to 10. And if that is too long, then start the count from 1 to 3 until your focus improves. And I have full details about Zazen instruction and etiquette and a Zazen meditation introduction available on my blog or the audio version at CD Baby or Amazon. The second method is the use of an affirmation to reprogram the mind By repeating this affirmation, you will be amazed at how quickly your mind stops trying to interrupt your meditation. Affirmation. My thoughts are not my own. By intellect alone I fail. And you can find the visual version of this affirmation on my Facebook page, and you will find the link to this below. And the third method is to try a guided meditation training program. This is very effective and can be used for as long as is needed. And I have lots of guided meditations available at www.jasoncain.net or available on CD Baby, iTunes, or Amazon. Just search for Jason Cain or follow the links below. These first two methods use a repetitive process that really bores the mind into submission. The third method's effectiveness depends on your willingness to practice regularly. Ultimately, whichever method you use relies on regular and constant practice. And then once the mind loses interest in controlling your meditation, you will find that higher awareness will start to filter through into your everyday meditation and eventually into everyday awareness. So that's my meditation pep talk. And if you like the podcast, I would like to also take a moment to remind you to subscribe to this channel or sign up to the newsletter if you would like to be notified when I release new content. So go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and if you would like to support my work, then you can download the podcast for a small supporter's remuneration. Links are in the description. And if what I talk about resonates with you and you would like to take your spiritual journey deeper, learn about meditation, or go even deeper with your meditation journey, then I also offer books, meditation audios, and instructional podcasts that cover a variety of meditation and metaphysical topics available at www.jasoncain.net. And it would be my privilege to have you join me over at the Ancient Wisdom Modern Mind website. Here's to you and your fulfillment and growth into every tomorrow to come. This podcast was created by Jason Cain, text copyright by Jason Cain, and production copyright by Jason Cain. All rights reserved.